fitness, and finance. Welcome, where health is wealth, cash flow is king, cash is queen, and credit is freedom. Think about it. We're going to come up with a jingle with that soon. And today we're talking about navigating the world of digital currency with confidence. I know even as someone like myself, I've been doing it for a little while. It takes time to build that confidence. And if this is something you're interested in, I'm going to share with you how you can navigate the world of digital currency with confidence, right? So, side note, if you want to find out more about the Academy, this is all about joining the Academy, which is what it looks like right here. This is what the school looks like. We have live educators every Sunday through Saturday, different classes. You can go on live and engage and ask questions. These are you're working with people all over the world, not just America, Canada, but a lot of nations gather right here as we're growing on this journey. We're all getting confident in the world of digital currency. It's really early on. So I'm going to start us off. So if you have any questions about the Academy or want to chat about it or just feel confident enough to go ahead and join, link in the description inside the video. Please consider joining. This is helping a lot of things. So appreciate it so much, and we'll do a lot for you because you will build confidence. If this is something you're interested in gaining confidence, and crossing through this digital currency era that we're going through, being around other professionals like that's in the academy, that's what's going to give you that confidence to be able to go forward. So with that in mind, I just want to share with you basically three different ways, methods people decide to trade digital currency, right? So I'll share with you on here. Wrote it out for you. It's basically position trading, swing trading, and scalp trading. Now, most of the time we hear about classic investing. You put your money into things you believe in. You hear about the people that bought into things earlier on, like Microsoft or Tesla, or even Coca-Cola early on, and they hold on to it. They buy it early and they hold on to it for many years, and it's a valuable service and it grows, right? Well, it's the same strategy with digital assets. Probably the most common method people are doing, I've seen with great success, is position trading. It's just basic trading. You're not putting a lot of time and you're not like following it every day, the price, you're not studying the markets and all that kind of stuff. You just find a few things you really believe in, confidence in. That's the thing, confidence in. Then you buy into it. Position trade, right? I'll start us off with position trading, and then really I feel like the swing and scalp trading, that's more for someone it's more, you're going to put more time into it. You're studying the markets. You're really, it's not just putting your money into something and letting it grow. Swing and scalp trading is more, I feel like you're working for that money because you are watching it really hard and you're putting it in at certain times and taking it out at certain times. You're swing trading and scalp trading, but there's more effort to it. I love it. I love all three personally, but all three is not for everybody. I think in general, what I've seen is most people do number one. They're interested in number two, number three. Man, that's a great. The academy will help get you confident. That's the thing. Getting confidence with it. Getting confidence with it. So with that in mind, let's just have a little fun. And let's look at this. This is a free website. I'm gonna do the volume check here real quick. This is a free website you can go to. Anybody can go to. It's called CoinGecko.com. CoinGecko.com. Wow, wrong one. CoinGecko.com. So, and it lists almost all the coins, the digital coins. If you look up over here in the corner, you'll see 9,882. That's almost 10,000, and probably there is 10,000. Not everyone's listed on here. So can you imagine? How can you keep up with 10,000 coins? I mean, it's like 10,000 different stocks. How are you going to know which stock to buy? There's 10 different, I don't know how many stocks there are, but with digital assets, there's almost like right around 10,000. How are you going to keep up with all that? I mean, that'd be challenging to keep up with, right? The good thing is with the academy, I mean, even just recently, this one down here, this educator here, Kurt Cobain, look at Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain came up with his and Mike, Curtis and Mike, they often show together. Curtis right here and Mike right here. They came out with their top 10. They basically broke down the digital currencies into like just like they do with stocks, large, middle, small. Like a large cap, or a big one, medium one, or a little one, right? So they picked their best favorite 10 big ones, their best favorite 10 middle ones, and their best favorite 10 little ones. And you don't just jump into everything, but those are the ones to watch. It gives you more confidence. Like these guys study this stuff all the time. So anyway, so with that in mind, this particular Bitcoin, we'll say one more time. Bitcoin is number one. Okay, so it's the number one. It's kind of like the Tesla of digital assets, or the Microsoft, or the Apple. It's the big daddy, right? And so it's the number one. And anything could beat it if it did, but it has been the number one digital asset. Number two is Ethereum, and then it goes down from there. This is someone I've only, yeah, it seems like I feel like I've been in it longer, but I still feel so young in it. Like I still learning so much about it. But Bitcoin and Ethereum are the are in the big category. They're the top 10 according to some of the teachers, right? So let's just look at Bitcoin number one. Let's just take a gander at that on the large time frame. Okay, what do I mean by large time frame? I mean really looking at the whole time. Like say for example, we're now in the middle, July 1st, 2023. Let's go back to here. It just came on the market, or at least on this exchange. Right, it started before even on the exchanges. You could buy it. But in 2014, this is how long this goes for. 2014, the middle of 2023. That's been the journey so far. Okay. Now, this is one that I am, just like we were saying earlier, position trading. How am I position trading this? Well, and this is not advice. This is just kind of everybody's got their own strategy. Just about once a week, I put into it what I can. So I position trade into Bitcoin and Ethereum and a dollar cost average. I don't care if the price is up or down. Although the more I learn, I have been finding when I first started position trading, I just bought every week, which is a great strategy. I didn't know everything about what was going on. But now that I'm much more aware, I am aware, like now that I'm more aware of the prices, I try to buy when the price comes down. But basic strategy, you just buy every time you get paid, you buy more, you buy more, you buy more. Because you ultimately believe in the big picture. You believe that you're confident, that's the thing. You're confident, you build your confidence. That's what really feel like keeps you going because you have confidence. So now I'm getting ready to flash on some drawings on the screen, and we're gonna look at some projections. Might look a little messy at first. Boom. Okay, now this is been a little bit of uh, my research. Okay, all right. So you can see the red lines at the bottom are really some possible scenarios, is what I've looked at it as. Okay, so we're currently around $30,500 per Bitcoin, one Bitcoin. Now, with that in mind, you don't have to buy just one. You can buy 0.0000001. Even I didn't count how many zeros that was, but the lowest amount of Bitcoin you can buy 1.0 Bitcoin, which is $30,500. But you can buy point 0.1, or you can buy Oh, 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 1. That's the smallest unit. You can calculate that with that as in dollars. It's not that much. So that's to show you can buy fractions of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? But now, okay, so these are some projections. The red bar at the bottom, what could happen? So if you bought a whole one now, say for example, and it went down, you might not feel so good about it. So it just all depends on your perspective. But if you have a long-term position traders in Bitcoin that are really confident, have a long-term perspective, right? Now the purple rays going out at an angle like that, these are some of the long-term projections based on what one of my trading mentors calls spider lines, right? So basically, we set up some spider lines from this angle here, and we projected them out. So just to kind of give you an idea, the long-term perspective is, okay? So, I mean, you just don't know. I mean, but these are just some possibilities, and it could go faster or slower than this. These are just some of the projections. 200,000 in 10 years. What if it went from 30,000 to 200,000? What if it did take 10 years? I mean, so what? That's not bad, right? If you bought one at 30,000 today, and in 10 years from now, with 200,000, that would be quite a nice investment. Say we did pretty good there. So anyway, so those are the long-term projections. But now, did it go down to zero? That's a good question. And yes, and how would I feel about that? Well, I wouldn't like it, but I am in other things as well. So I don't I'm not all in on cryptocurrency. I have other things going on as well. It's good to be prepared for the worst case scenario. What if it did go to zero? Well, I will be considered to be prepared for anything. God willing, it's gonna go on up. I feel like one day, 10, 20 years from now, some experts say it could go to 1,000,000. It could go to 500,000. It could go to 300. It might not go anywhere, but you never know. But the thing is but when you listen to these instructors, when you're on these calls right here, and you listen to Curtis and all them talk about what you get, build your confidence because they're telling you stories of actual usages, things that are actually getting used and being produced and used, and it's actually working. And that's you just build that confidence. You're like, well, you wouldn't be investing in it if you didn't think it was going to be working out. Right? Hope that makes sense. So these are some of the long-term projections. I'm going to take these drawings off again. Fun. Now look at all the time frames. This is a free website right here, tradingview.com. They have a free version and paid version. Depends on how often you want to get out, how much you want to get out of it. We're currently looking at it on the monthly time frame. That's really where I would say a great place for a position trader to look at it, the monthly, the weekly. You don't even really need to look at the daily. So the monthly. Now, what does this mean monthly at a glance? What does that mean? Well, this makes it a little bit easier to understand. Each one of these things are called candles. Okay. And I'm going to go back here to 2015. Each one of these are candles. And each candle represents 1 month. Okay. June, May, April, March, February, February, January, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Right. Each one of these candles is 1 month. Right. And the candles, there is an art to the candles. It is like black belt trading. Oh my gosh, it's so fascinating. I have a whole book on candles. Each candle tells a story, and I'm not going to get into it. Just know that they do, and that's what people that have been into this for many years, they learn what the candles tell them, and it's kind of like a communication. You tell them the story. So this is where we're at right now. This is the monthly. And also, let's zoom out just a little bit. Let's look at the weekly. This is on the weekly. I'm not going to go any shorter than that on this time frame. This is the position traders look right here. Why would you position trade here? because you have confidence. You have confidence. Even if Bitcoin goes down to 3,800, it, I'll buy it all the way down and all the way up. I just have confidence that's going to work out for it in the long run. If it flops and goes to zero, well, that's that. But I feel like the projections is very possible. Blockchain technology, digital assets, it's coming, whether we know about it or not, or look at it or not, or study it or not. It is coming, and if you want to be prepared and be a part of it, build that confidence. Please, let's consider reaching out. Let's get the academy together. I am a student. I feel like a yellow belt, maybe one above yellow. Maybe that. Okay, but this is position trading. Okay. Now let's briefly look at swing trading and scalp trading. What's the difference? Swing trading is basically, the way I understand it, is swinging the highs and lows maybe every few days, trying to catch the highs and the lows. Scalp trading is catching the highs and the lows, but within the daytime, like within not just the day, but like it could be minutes, it could be out like a few couple hours, it could be at them in and out. But sometimes it can last 3, 4 hours, 8 hours. Depends on how fast things are moving. So we have, but I feel like position trading is more you're making money from your business or your job or whatever you're doing. You're putting it, you're position trading. You're putting money in something that you believe in. Swing trading and scalp trading is more of an active. You're actively studying and putting in and taking out based on your attention a lot of times. Based on that. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. So it takes work. But it's worth it if you're trying if that's what you're into, trying to build up your cash flow. It all depends on what your goals are. Let's look at swing trading first. Now, this is a program called Levels inside of I Am Academy, being taught by my favorite teacher, Oran, right here. He does the starting point. Oran, the starting point. He has 2 classes a day, 2 days a week. Oran, yeah, he's a great teacher. Oran. He really keeps it simple for the new person and the advanced. In the level system, he actually created this level system. So it's his creation, and so he's just teaching us how to use it. And I have only learned. I'm like just partially. I'm still learning how to get the most out of the system. But let's look at this. This is find this. This is a great swing trading looking setup. So here we are, July 1st. Right? They're on Phoenix, Tucson, Arizona. Okay, so right here, July 1st. This is all the way back to, let's say here. We've been in this zone since July 21st. Been in this zone since July 21st. I'm sorry, June 21st. Now we're July 1st. About 10 days. Look at this. We've been right around this zone. Right. So this is a good. What's it going to do? We're waiting on it to. We're waiting on a couple things. I'm not going to get into it to the weeds of it because I'm still learning. But this system is just a lot of tools. He calls this a BOS, breakup structure. That gives a big breakup structure. So that's how we came up with this green bar right here. This is one level of resistance going up. This red bar here is a good example of a support. So we're waiting to see when's it going to break out of. This box right here is a good potential buy area, potentially go up. If for some reason it breaks down and breaks below the red bar, then we make different decisions. But wherever it goes, it's kind of like chess. It goes somewhere, we go somewhere. It goes somewhere, we go somewhere. trying to do the best thing that you can, and based on strategies, if you it's, you do it the way that he teaches it, you come out successful most of the time. Now, not always. The thing is nobody's 100% perfect, and that's what's kind of hard about it. It's a little bit like baseball, for example. A good baseball player might have a 300 batting average, meaning they hit they get on base 3 times out of 10. Well, in trading, if you can have 6 or 7 positive trades out of 10 and lose 3 or 4, you can have a lot of success, and that's kind of how the numbers kind of work out with swing trade. So that's a look at Bitcoin on the swing trade, right? Now let's look at it up and close on the refresh this. I love, man. We have a tool called Swipe Coin. I like to scalp trade. Now, if you look over here, the levels. Now, when we're looking at Bitcoin, what on the monthly time frame? We're looking at levels in the hourly time frame. Each one of these candles represents 1 hour, right? All these hours is 10 days, right here. Now, each one of these candles here represents 15 minutes. We're really zoning down into it, really putting it underneath a microscope, right? And the system has laid out two different zones for us right here. So we're kind of watching to see what it's going to do right here, right? So it's currently at 30,614. That bar that you see right there is a zone, all right? If it breaks above, now see, look, it's gone above, but it didn't stay there, right? This is really fascinating if you get what's going on here. So remember how I said candles tell a story? Well, look at this, for example. Blow this up a little bit. This is a red box here, is the body of the candle. This pin goes up, means that when that 15-minute ended, we got the price pushed up, and then it pushed down. Price pushed up, right? It's pushing up again. Yeah, pushed at the end of the 15-minute time period. It got pushed back down, went to the next time frame. It pushed up to the middle of the zone, and got pushed back down at the end of the 15 minutes. And this 15 minutes ended. You see where it's flat right here? It ended there. And then went over to the next candle. It pushed up, and then it pushed down, and then it pushed back up, right where this ending of this little box is right here. And then it went to the next candle. It pushed up. Look out, see how it's pushing up? It broke the box, but then before the 15 minutes had ended, it pushed back down and stopped here, and then it went to the next candle. In this 15 minutes, it pushed up, tapped that little box, and it went back down, and it came to the next candle. It pushed up, it held here, then it went to the next candle. See how it's doing this? But at no point has it closed, even here. It pushed up, it went above here, but we want to close above. It didn't close above. This candle stuck right on that box, didn't close above. This is not above, this is not above, this is not above, so it's down. So we're currently not in a trade based on this particular call yet. Right? Does that make sense? That makes sense. So, it's a lot of fun. It's like a game. It's like a game, and it's just and it's a real game. It's a real game. So that's Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame, right? Now, I'm not going to take a deep dive into Ethereum. I just want to share with you. We do the same thing with Ethereum. And it's also in the middle of a zone right here, right now. See this? So where's it going to go? Is it going to go above the zone, above here, or below this zone? It's currently 1922. But if we were position trading it, what do you think? Come on, last for a month. Okay. I'm gonna see something. Hmm, goodness. Okay. Okay. Here we go. We can look at Ethereum on. I just want to see what it looks like on this chart. Very faint. Okay. That's better. This is look at Ethereum real quick over its history. A lot of people believe it's currently less than 2,000 right now. A lot of people believe long term they see this going over 10. So, but if you knew without a doubt in your heart, you were confident that Ethereum would be over 10,000 at some point, whether it took 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, how many would you pick up? If you were really confident, if you were really, really confident. That's if you knew it. If you really knew it, how many would you get? If you really knew that at some point it would go 5 times that, what would you do? How many would you pick up if you knew it? But see, that's where confidence comes in. That's where confidence comes in. Being around Oron, being around people like where's she at? Corrine. There's so much content. These instructors, and they leave up all their old content. Look at all her favorite sessions. Look at all these sessions. You can just go back, and these are her favorites, right? These are all her favorite sessions. You can just go back and study. I mean, it's amazing, right? So that's where you build your confidence. That's where you build your confidence, right? So I'm gonna leave you with that. I'm just gonna finish it up, leave it on here. This is kind of a fun website, the CoinGecko, because it lists all the currencies and where they're at. And once you break them down, you can pick the ones you want. You can look at all of them on these charts. And you have Bitcoin is just the top dog. I mean, so many other things to trade and look at. It just all depends on what you're motivated towards. What drives you? What's your interest? So what's your goals? What's your risk tolerance? What's your personality type? Are you very conservative? You don't mind taking risk? Are and there's a style for everyone. So that makes sense. So if you're having any interest in connecting with me and navigating the world of digital currency with confidence, please consider reaching out to me, send me a message, connect with me some kind of way, talk on the phone about it if you have some specific questions. If you're confident enough to go ahead and join the academy, just click the link on inside the description of the video or also over the YouTube channel. This is where I put a lot of content about fitness and finance because health is wealth. Isn't that right? Health is wealth. That's really important. If our health isn't there, it doesn't matter how many thousands or millions or billions that we or you have. Health is important. Health is wealth. Cash flow is king. We want to have that cash flow coming in. That's why also too, if you're just by if you have any interest in joining the academy, if you have any interest in being a promoter for the academy, you can build a cash flow stream like many other people have is by sharing the academy with others. They'll pay you a commission based on how many subscribers you have. So cash flow. So health is wealth. Cash flow is king. Cash is queen. So you want to have cash on hand and credit is freedom. So I'll say it one more time and I'll pop off. We're going to make this a jingle, music together. But health is wealth. Cash flow is king. Cash is queen. And credit is freedom. Think about it. See you on the next session.